Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Shizaki speaking, and yeah, I'm actually doing a little bit of experiment with my microphone. I will try talking with this, like without this. Yeah, I honestly prefer having reverb, but in the future I may stop using it. But sometimes it's well, I really like it because it sounds better, but well, we'll see. Okay, so let me change a little bit of layouts, the thing here and there, and then put up the post. I'm on live. Okay, good, good, good. So, thank you for coming to my watch-along streaming for uh the last time live. So this is like I originally thought. Wait, I think I have my voice. Is it from this one? Okay, maybe the wait, not here. This one and this one. No, then it might be. Yeah, I think maybe this way. Yeah, I think this is. Okay, let me double check because I really don't know how things should work. Yeah, I'm trying to use a new gadget, or it's more like a new way to have the voice. Yeah, I think it's working. Yeah, I think it's working. Okay. So now things are as I expected. Great. Great. Yes, I do have it. Mhm. Limit, yeah. Maybe I should try look for some reverb that can be used for this as well. Then I don't have to worry about it anymore. Well, anyways, sorry for all the delay and confusion, but I have been once again I'm trying some like a new way to have my voice getting into OBS and to the stream because um like it's gonna mainly for our Japanese audience, but I'm now planning several collaborations with other VTubers, um basically playing game together. Let me drink. Yes. And for that, so at this moment I'm using some of the OBS setting to have all the voice and stuff going okay. But for the collaboration, I will be the guest, so I cannot have everything together. And so, well, yeah, so, sorry. Yeah, I'm just, yeah, my stomach is a little bit too full, and probably that's why I'm feeling a little bit too tired already. And yeah, it's already 9 p.m., so yeah, why not? Okay, let me check some stuff. Okay, so today we are going to watch The Last Samurai. That is one of the best Hollywood samurai movie. I know there are many Japanese people who have things to say. I think, like I said during the historical movie talk, that I think it's one of the very first, most accurate and respected samurai movie ever. Yes, of course, even after this one, that there were quite many that's been totally stupid. Yeah, but uh, as a real, like as an actual samurai movie, yeah, there are many crazy samurais even after this, or like even like a crazy yakuza, crazy samurai, crazy ninja kind of thing. But yeah, this is one of the best um, samurai movie made by made outside of Japan, and I quite like it. So today's purpose is, well, first of all, of course, to enjoy this movie. But also, I wanted to show some, I wanted to give some information, why Japanese people were like that, and why they were doing this, how it was supposed to be. Yes. So I wish um you will have any, you will be interested and you will enjoy it. Okay, so wait, where is the OBS? It's here. Okay. So what we are going to do is that I'm going to make this timer right next to me to do the countdown 10 from 10, and at 0 we all gonna hit the play button, and then this timer will count up as well, so that, excuse me, so that you can see at which timestamp we all are looking at, so that unless you have some special director's cut, super short version or super long version, I don't know if anything as such existed or not. As for this Last Samurai, I think there is only one version, but in case you have some special edition, maybe we are watching different thing. Um, at least the one I have here is 2 hours 34 minutes ish. So if you are watching something longer or shorter, then maybe we are watching a little bit different things. But let's hope we are watching the same thing. Okay, so without further ado, let's do it. So, okay, I'm clicking. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, now I'm looking at this. Yeah, it's Warner Bros. Wow. Yes, I'm not seeing the logo. And the beautiful scenery.
They say Japan was made by a sword. They say the old gods dipped a coral blade into the ocean, and when
So
they pulled it
beautiful.
out, 4 perfect drops fell back into the sea, and those drops became the islands of Japan.
Yeah, Ken Watanabe, The Last Samurai. It's really cool. I suppose this is, some of those um American festival, carnival kind of thing. Eh, Yeah. Yeah, Tom Cruise looks so much handsome when he has longer hair. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Yeah. Well, like Watching these scenes is quite interesting. Well, I really didn't have much thing to say for this scene. Oh, wow, he is good. I totally forgot he is in this movie, Billy Connolly. So it's San Francisco, isn't it? Oh, beautiful. And oh, yeah. Here come the Japanese. Mr. Omura. Supplies, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so interesting how Western country saw us uncivilized only because we were not using those Western stuff. Hmm. Oh, yeah, I remember he was there too. Hmm. I knew he was in difficult place. Yeah, it's like if you are ordering, then you have your hand dirty and don't feel anything. And the only people who feel bad is the one actually had to be in the action. Mm, yeah, PTSD, especially during this time. I wonder how many days it took from you know by ship at the time from the US to Japan. Like how many days or months? That's quite interesting. Yokohama Harbor. Yeah, another black ship coming in. It's already getting modernized or Europeanized, westernized. You know what? When Americans or Europeans came to Japan at the time, people thought you guys as orcs, red-faced orcs. That's or red onis. That's how we've been portraying you guys. Mm. Sounds he's already know quite a lot of things about American like a Native American vs white people and how they prepared before the war or battle. Oh, don't look at him. It is not allowed to show your back to Tenna. And this setting is quite interesting. It seems like they consider that Japanese people never had any guns before. However, we already had them, and been utilizing them even before the Edo, like during the Sengoku era. Stupid. I couldn't deny. People do not know about life and death. That's why this type of thing happens. Oops, I totally forgot to stop the music. So sorry. Who is Savage? My gosh, that's just laughter. Mon, come on, this is why. Yeah, this is how. Yeah, this is how they are. It's not about Japanese, it's about the arrogance. I'm sorry for criticizing, but this is what happens. Horrible. But I know that it's how Western people saw us. Probably they lost how to use firearms during Edo period because there were no big fire battles or wars almost like 300, 300 years ish. But before that, they did have used, and it was quite effective. Yeah, that's one thing I overthink. Like, how come Japanese people can't use guns? Very ancient version or musket was in Japan, as you may know in Shogun, the drama with Hiroki Sanada. He happened to be in this movie as well. And that was effective because the battle was on the field with a bit of shields, and not in this type of setting. And I think the forest is not really ideal place for masked type of firearms. At this very moment, they did not have those, Gatling guns. And this type of strategy was already invented by Takeda Shinga. So Matsumoto have known how to avoid. Also, he should have known that they were not great at firing arms. With this pressure that, yes, so bad at aiming and can be easily outnumbered, and yeah, you see, this is what happens. Like, if you're not trained enough, this is what happens. And the guns, if you're adult bullet, then you can do nothing anymore. Back in the day when this, oh no, when this movie came out, many Japanese people didn't like it because it was not shot in Japan. It was shot in New Zealand. So those, cedar plants, they are not Japanese. And they say, "Oh my gosh, it's not Japan, it's not Japanese," and I was like, "Come on, coming to Japan and shooting this would cost so much more." And one of the things I wonder is that he got injured so badly and still, recovered. I know that Japanese medicine was quite good, different ways than Western medicine, but he was stabbed several times, already twice. Yeah, he had foreseen this. He was given the honor to die as samurai. Yeah, Katsumoto is really a samurai, great with sword. Beheading is such a skill, not so easy to do. Okay, this mountain is not Japanese. I assume the Mount Fuji part is probably CGI added to the scenery, like a background, but then these mountains, I think these are really a like a New Zealand ones. But once again, like considering it's in New Zealand, they really created Japanese village in there. Probably some of them are actual CGI, just in the background. And stopping there is also a skill. So this beautiful actress is Koyuki. Hmm. It's a village in the mountain, but still a good one, with a good temple with that many priests. Probably because Katsumoto is one of them as well. Hmm. Learn your enemy. Yeah, basically he is an alcoholic. But at the same time he's injured. So drinking sake would cause him bleeding worse. Yeah, and now he's getting all the PTSD and stuff. Yeah, this is like, she's doing right thing. Because, it's part of her revenge. Because her husband was killed by him. Of course, it's in a battle, so she knows that it was, like something either of them, and she is, proud woman, an honored woman, so she didn't, you know, like she did treated him good. She could have, treated him very badly and let him die, but she didn't do that because that's, you know, what she's supposed to do. Yeah, I really like it because, their clothing were really accurate. One thing I'm not sure is if they actually use sword for training. Maybe, maybe not. Yabusame. Yeah, these are called Yabusame. It's still a ritual. And this martial art is still a thing. That judo, jujutsu, they are all based on this actual fighting training. Oh, horrible. Come on, it's not a dress. Great temple in the village. The type of thing actually happened. Temple shrines, they were mostly respected. Now he learned to take off the shoes. Very Japanese. He's just so sweet. He is good. He can stop right before hurting your friend. Well, if it's a sword, he can't grab it. At the time, sword was something considered very um something for respect. So it was not only for samurai, rich merchants were given, were allowed to have them, but even them, they treated those swords with so much respect. They did not carry them easily. It was a really honored thing. Yeah, I think GHQ asking Japanese people to submit all those Japanese words to them were a good idea because it was really taking Japanese people's pride away. There were so many swords that survived centuries and they were treated so bad. Many of them lost in history. Russia the way probably. Mm. Oh, natural hot springs. She's a good and protective mother. Hmm. Like the government wanted to westernize. However, people with pride and respect for the tradition still wanted to have traditional ways. So, Meiji, especially early Eiji, was with so much confusion. It's so interesting that, he knew how to wear hakama. It's almost impossible to. Like, he must have, watched it so many times and you're like Sing by a boy doing the kind of action. Yeah, it's almost like, Bruce Lee's Don't Think Feel. Yeah, it's almost like that. Don't think. Mm, these experienced actors have actually learned how to um, do those sword fighting, like a samurai sword fighting. Yeah, it's really complicated feeling for her because the kids getting becoming friends with their father's killer. You know, it's she is Samurai's wife, so she know that could happen. Just like, a soldier's wife, husband, the partner, or someone had to go to those dangerous places. And nowadays, maybe not the soldiers, but even police, firefighters, know that these were their duty, but still can't stop have some feeling against the cause, their death. Right field. He is actually teaching baseball, but was baseball already a thing by that time? Luke Sanada is one of those actors who actually have learned how to do those sort of fighting. He's been training with them with his katana. So he is really good. And Tom also learned how to move, like how to make those Japanese Japanese sword movement. At least learn how to do it only for kata and this tate, this fighting part. and be able to stop right before actually hitting. Once again, is another skill, and also meaning that they are really great at it. 'Cause, if you're just swinging, if you're swinging big heavy, so these are the ninjas everyone imagine and want to see. But unfortunately, that's not what they do. They are basically spies. They're not assassins. They do not go into fighting. That's not what they do. They may work in group, but even if they fight, it's not that, like under broad daylight or under well lit fire. No, that's not what they do. Their work was not like anything like that. Because, like, surely they knew how to fight, but once again, they were spies. They were scouts. Fighting like that is not their job. So this part is a pure fantasy. Once again, I know that this is what you want to see. Even Japanese people love seeing, and so these like factions were created. But no, they don't do like this. These are samurai work. And if you're born in samurai family, even female has to learn how to fight. Maybe not that like with a big sword, but they know how to do it. They learn how to. We may use naginata. It's a kind of like a long stick or almost like a pole with short sword on top of it. It's a really long one, but if you know how to um, move with that, then it's really effective for indoor fighting. Like, it's very long, so if you're outside, then you can take distance from the enemy, and if you know how to handle it, you can work with them in the type of in-house setting. Hmm. I'm quite interested the poem he said in Japanese form. It must be waka. That is 57577 characters. A very short poem. And because of that, you really have to know the language. And you really have to have the sense. Come on, don't disturb women. Don't embarrass her. That's a harassment. Well, actually, that is still undergarment. So he is really intruding the private moment. That is, like, well, they were living together, but like, sh- she's not his woman, so not supposed to see her in like this. It's pretty much like, in her lingerie, her underwear. So this is quite absurd for me. Yeah, he's a good kid. And they do know how to write as well. And these were part of, a skill to really be in samurai movies, especially, one of those biggest samurai series called Taiga Drama, shot by NHK, the Japanese NHK. I'm really wondering where exactly it is. Because, having those Michael geisha type of people who are supposed to be in certain places, certain areas, and not, like those common streets. And they got those. Yeah, once again, that we did have cannons, like a Japanese, like Japanese cannons. Not that Gatling gun, but still, we did have cannons. They've been using it. I'm so afraid that Japanese people were that arrogant ever from how the treaty, the agreement was made. No freaking way. Nowadays, Japanese yen is so weak, like, a US dollar is something like 150 something, almost like 160. But at the time, a US dollar costed more than 300 yen because they wanted to rob our gold. I really loved that, American people can not just, far, you know, Wild West, but far west end of the world, even across the Pacific water, to get the gold from other countries. And at the time, uh, Western people could have killed Japanese people and got no charge. They had the privileges. So I really, feel interesting to see Omura being so arrogant, so aggressive for the American people. Hmm. Because, the assassination were things at the time. There were many, unfortunately, especially because, the government were formed by people from everywhere. Oh no, the saying. Being a samurai is almost like, you really understand what is happening here. Your katana to be ripped off and then magic to be cut off. That's, for you guys, especially mans, getting your private part to be cut off. That level of shock. Seriously. And this guy knows it. It's just, different perspective, different style of culture, different culture. And only because the people, the nation, the cultures are not what you are doing, the same as you are, and say they are not cultured. S- They are savage. That the arrogance. Yeah. I really don't know how the emperor's feeling was at the time. Hmm. Yeah, it's always kind of you. Modernized culture. Is that really good? Is that really the best thing? This is something you have to think and ask. Now Japan is pretty much westernized, and we are struggling to have those traditional stuff back. Just keeping kimono alive. Yes. If you really do the sword fighting, or even just jujutsu, judo, iaido, aikido, they are always think about like how to survive. I know there are many people say that like aikido is just a dance, but it looks like a dance, a very nice dance, only because they are so trained and know how to move, how to absorb the shock. Just imagine yourself, if you're thrown like that, can you actually absorb the shock? And if you had your head directly under, directly through the concrete asphalt, how the damage would be. They just try to make look like a dance, just a performance, not to let, not to make people alert. One thing good about the arrows are so much silent. Of course, nowadays they do have the like carbon and light steel to. Oh no, it's You know, at the time, Arrow went further than some pistols. I don't know about this musket. It is so much silent. Don't make too much noise. It's such a powerful thing. It's so beautiful. And it's, one of the other thing that never have any injury in your back. Because if you got injury, it means you try to run. That's not samurai way. Or like, it is a sign of cowardice. This type of war actually happened in Japan. Group of samurai, including those, Shinsengumi, It's such a beautiful scene. One of the reasons for my death was that, if you untie them, then you will actually have quite a long hair, as you see them, as you see in the screen now. And long hairs are actually protection around your neck, and the neck is, of course, one of the weak point of human being, the weakest part, with those important veins. And this is one of my favorite parts, seeing Sanada Hiroyuki doing the sword dance and everyone getting ready for the battle. It's so beautiful. I know your name is Tom, but you don't have to peeping all the time. You're changing, come on. Who's such a peeping guy? When they were fighting only with sword and arrows, actually these armor are very strong, light and strong. They could um they were great protection. And also those layer of um, fabrics were another protection. And that's why Japanese samurai, especially the generals, did not carry any shield because that was not necessary. We have those armor. Unless it really hits those weak point, a very real weak point, it's almost invincible. You could not even stop some swords with its uh gauntlets. They were not made of metal, maybe a little bit, but really nicely plated and was light and strong. That's why they could fight so nicely. They had mobility, agility, despite those in full armor, like European full armors. So one thing I don't quite understand is that, you know, Katsumoto could have had these Tanegashima muskets. Maybe he didn't want to use because that is um she should maybe that is not to their house, but still. So it's like they have no firearm at all. It's not really a thing. They could have some firearms on their own. Of course, not as new, but they could have armed with them. Maybe, during the Edo era, these were kind of, like forgotten or considered that not samurai ways, but the famous Sengoku daimyo did have used, and as I said, like very effectively. So, you know, once again, it doesn't make much sense. Mm. Don't let a stupid, how to say, no warriors give a command. They have no freaking idea what the heck we'll be waiting. Even with such a small heroes, they can be load of woods and stuff and like yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. They don't know how to. That's one of the thing. Use the fire. That's common to every culture. And then arrows. They are already out of bullet, so no way to protect themselves. And as a modern uniform, no freaking way to protect them from those arrows or even just the swords. If they still have the bullets, there might be, but in this situation, Tamina knows how to fight, but most of Omura's fighters, Omura's soldiers, they don't know how to this. Maybe they know how to shoot, but Yeah. And now they're shooting not only the samurai but also their own people. Ah, Sanada-san, かっこいい. Yeah, I really adore Sanada Hiroyuki or Hideki Sanada. He had decided to switch his career into from Japan to Hollywood because he was quite frustrated during this shooting, and also he saw some great potential. And Shogun was the thing he really was he wanted to have. Yeah, they are retreating. Oh no, I hate him. That's agitating. So this is, one of those ultimate fact that never have stupid commander. Omura is, yeah, not someone who ever been to the fight. He was just a politician. Hmm. Right out. That is the only thing they can do. And Ujiha got a hole in his belly and still riding the horse. Incredible. Now Omura is getting cored. Yeah, cored. Yeah, he doesn't want to be responsible for that. Oh, it, I feel like Ryokak was something like that. Oh, okay, so he is also riding out. Ah, video. Yes. Yes. I really wanted to have Obura to be wrong. And there comes. Omura, are you happy with that? Is that really what you wanted? Yeah. Good Yokak must have been like something like this. maybe this is, based on that, but still, and maybe came with another and creates another wanted to do something, realize something. They were all chosen to go to westernized way, but still had great respect to them. And at the very real darkest moment, finding beauty of nature is very Japanese, I'd say. I would say this scene is a little bit too much, but probably this was how they might have felt to those samurai. Because even nowadays, we do feel respect to those great daimyos, great samurais. Once again, like I said, that the very first time I saw it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so cheesy, it's so Hollywood." But the thing I'm here negotiation. Come on, who are you? Yeah, this is. If you wanna know what the US or the Western countries have offered to Japan, just go check the history. It was so unfair. And from that, Japan tried to grow as fast as possible to make it fair, not to be considered as lower country. Unfortunately, that led to those stupid history. Yeah, at the time, Japan did not have the courage to say no because we wanted to learn so many more things from Western culture. And then after the Second War, all those, like a pride, respect into our tradition was pretty much destroyed or almost like kind of banned, forbidden. And so now we are struggling to keep our tradition back, or at least even like just to make them alive. Well, I haven't been watching it for so many years, and now like try to explain things to you guys and watching back. Maybe I'm getting older. I was so young when it came, and now I think it's like 20 years ago. Yeah, it's almost 20 years ago. So with 20 years, um, maybe because like even at the time, I really loved traditional Japanese, but nowadays I'm more into it. I mean, um, like wearing kimono and trying to um learn more traditional culture of Japan, and so it's really interesting for myself to like have so many different feeling towards many things. Yeah, like at the time I was just enjoying and just like even though I was not like immediately against it, I did have quite little things to say. But now looking at it, it's so interesting. Like I had so many ideas or opinions, thought to arise. Yeah. Hmm. I watched this movie mainly because it's Ken Watanabe and Sanada Hiroyuki movie. Tom Cruise was not my favorite, unfortunately, so I really wanted to see them. I really love this movie because they were so good, so great. And then Tom Cruise with long hair and he looks so handsome. And once again, this is the best samurai movie Harry could make at the point at the time. Shogun is the best at this moment, but back then, I really couldn't imagine this level of respect to Japanese history, and this the end part at the time. I really didn't really realize what was going on, but I was just explaining um what a unfair agreement we were forced to make. Because we didn't want to open our border in the first place. We were forced to open it. Come on. The US came with a um, huge ship with cannon and aiming to at the castle and say, "Hey, open up the border and start trading with them. Otherwise, we are going to ruin your city." So we really didn't want to have any Western culture, and then Western culture brainwash our leaders that you know, everything in West culture is the best, and it happened. This happened. Yeah, this is like not exactly only with Katsumoto, but people were not very happy to have Western things immediately, and there were people who still wanted to have those samurai way, the old way, the traditional way, had to fight against. And as in any culture, the history was written by the winner. And once again, that Japan had to accept so unfair agreement. If you don't understand what I'm saying, then you really should get into the history and check what um, condition Japan had to accept. As I said, Japanese yen was nothing. $1 was more than double, and if even if Western people kill Japanese people, they weren't charged at all. They were not even tried because they were American. They were Englishmen, and if Japanese killed them because they were so unrespectful to daimyo, Japanese people severely punished. Yeah, that level of unfairness. So now I see it, and that Tenno was reacting like that, and I was, oh my god, they were really trying to relight it. And this was, something, I don't know, like, what was the original, or, like, I mean, if it was original scenario script, or it's something that, Japanese actors convince the directors, the producers to change this way. I really don't know, but it kind of, like, yeah, I really didn't, I don't know, like, maybe they wanted to see the history in this way. Yeah, it's so interesting to see it again. I mean, I watched it several times, really. Not only like one time, two times, but several times. But I've never really seen it. So, yeah. It's kind of like eye opener for me to rewatch it, explaining things for you guys, and then realizing, what's really going on. And that's why, like at the end of this thing, like I was, kind of like I was lost of my words because I finally realizing what was going on, and then oh yes, yeah, it's once again it's really great movie, I have to say, and I really like it. I don't know how much you enjoyed it. If you like, if you got any new information with my commentary, or if you have any more question, or if you have your own opinion, anything to say, or what you think of um, some parts, then um, please comment to please comment that so that in the future I may be able to um, answer the questions you guys had, and maybe we can have more conversation about um, like Japan at the time, like in Meiji, or early Meiji, until the end of the confusion, the civil wars. Yeah, it was really, like starting from south and finish in Hokkaido. And Hokkaido, yeah, there was Hijikata. If you know anything about Shinsengumi, then one of the most popular member of Shinsengumi were fighting against new armies. Yes, and well, I really enjoyed it. Okay, so thank you very much for watching The Last Samurai with me until the end. Wait. Yes, I really enjoyed watching it again and explaining things to you guys. And so, yeah, I really wish you enjoyed it. Oh, I should stop the timer. Uh, 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 Stop it. Yeah, so like, I could find some like new fact, which I have kind of missed. It was a very good experiment experience for me. Yes. Okay, so I should stop the streaming. It's almost midnight, and I have to work tomorrow in the morning. Okay, so thank you very much for watching it. And next week, I know for sure that I'm gonna have a wait, mm, 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 Pomodoro session, and then some Jatsu. Yes, yeah, I think probably maybe only like Pomodoro on Thursday and Jatsu down or free talk on probably on Sunday. I haven't decided yet. So I wish to see you on those streams. Okay, so looking forward to see you again. Oh, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment so that other people may find my channel. Okay, so thank you for watching. See you again.